Wishing you the best, but I know that you're sick. I know it's not the same without me, doubtly made a bad choice, I guess that's just how it be. You gotta live with that, you gotta give it back. You must know, but I'm sure that you don't. Everything good always comes to an end. Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know that wherever you go and whoever you meet won't be better than me. And I hope you know when it's all said and done, I was the best one. Yeah, you know. Okay, it's been a minute since we spoke of the Dragon Ball Super manga, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad to be back because we got a brand new threat. We have a brand new, well, I'm gonna say brand new because I got some sentiments regarding how he feels in comparison to other villains in Dragon Ball history. But we got a new villain and I'm not gonna lie, I rocks with him heavy. I like the tone. When Dragon Ball gets truly dark and it has a villain that is truly heartless, like, you know, rewinding it back just a little bit a few arcs ago, like when we had the Dragon Ball Super Goku Black arc, Goku Black's merciless approach, you know, Zamas's merciless, well, Zamas, I always have to distinguish the two, you know. Goku Black and Zamas are two different people in my opinion, simply because, yeah, of course, it's technically the same personality that hopped in one, but Goku Black was real smooth, and the way he approached things was like, he wasn't like a wussy, it felt like, and Zamas was, because Zamas felt really powerless, and that's why he used that insecurity to go and take a Goku Black body and just, you know, made a excuse of like, well, you know, this is in the best interest for, you know, whatever ideal I have. So that was that. But still, Goku Black was freaking awesome. And then looking now, because, you know, we had the Tournament of Power, of course, where it was a really cool tournament, really strong foes, but it didn't have that menacing threat of, like, villainry of, like, yeah, there was the threat, I guess, in and of itself, the tournament of, like, hey, we better win, if not, everything's gonna get destroyed, but we didn't have that Goku Black, nasty villain approach that we had in the Goku Black arc, because, you know, again, a couple of arcs in between, whatever, the Broly movie, I mean, Broly wasn't even as menacing in the Broly movie in comparison to, you know, how he was in the previous Broly film. So there was a, I guess, void, I felt anyway, of like, man, I want to see more of that feel I had of the, you know, Fusion Trunks Returns Goku Black arc. And I think since the introduction of the character Moro, I'm feeling that. Moro right now, and I can't wait for the Dragon Ball Super anime to return and approach this Moro arc, this Moro character, because it's freaking brilliant. Because, you know, when we go into the Dragon Ball story, right, coming from where it started to where we're at now, I think we're always left questioning how much more can they do? How much crazier can it get? What bigger threats and foes can we have? You know what I mean? Because we went from martial artists in the beginning, well, we even went from wild animals, martial artists, and, you know, it progressively went bigger and bigger and bigger. You would argue the androids were kind of like a, whoa, a step backward, because, hey, these are basically robots created on Earth, but there's the excuse of, like, you know, that Cell was actually the villain of all that to begin with, and Cell was an amalgamation of all of the threats that they had prior to that arc, you know, combining into one to create this perfect monster that should be able to take on the, I mean, if you think about it, it's almost metaphoric as the Cell saga in a way could have been the end if you think of it, because it was like the culmination of everything that they've ever been with, facing them. Essentially, if you think about it, Gohan surpassing Cell, surpassing his father in a way, doing what his father couldn't, was kind of a great sign of like, yo, this was a great way to end it. And so on and on, the threats kept on getting bigger. I mean, Beerus, the gods, you know, those are some of the biggest threats. And I mean, the end goal still to this day, I feel, with the story of Dragon Ball, is to defeat Beerus and, you know, or surpass Beerus at the very least, and Whis, which Whis is even stronger than Beerus. So that's going to be interesting the day Goku can actually take Whis out. I hope when the Dragon Ball Super anime returns, when we get those little scenes of like Goku training with Whis and Vegeta training with Whis, I want to start seeing Whis sweating a little bit, just a tiny smidge of like, whoa, he could have caught me there just now. I gotta actually start caring, stuff like that, to show that Goku and Vegeta, they're starting to make even further progress. I always want to see progress on where they're at right there, right? And again, you know that these are the levels of threats. So coming into what comes after the Dragon Ball Super anime, what's the next story, this arc that we're approaching in right now, and we've just begun. You know, I feel as though we just wet our feet with this one. This arc should last a really long time. Moro, a 10 million year old wizard demon creature that pretty much Daikaio, or I forget what his English name is, but basically, you know, the guy, the kind that is inside of Majin Buu, the one that was fat and jolly or whatever, he fought him 10 million years ago. And the interesting thing where it makes it so that, again, we can have a threat that is credible. Like, why is this creature that we've never heard of as strong to be able to give a threat to Goku and Vegeta? This is where, and I mentioned that in my Broly review, where they kind of missed it with Broly, of like, they should have emphasized more of him being this legendary Super Saiyan, the creature of myth, so to speak, to kind of legitimize the fact that he could go toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan gods and Super Saiyan Blue power and all that stuff. But Daikaio having to use his powers to drain Moro of his powers, and it left him weakened, and that's why Daikaio was defeated by Kid Buu. It makes me wonder, like, man, Daikaio was a strong dude, and I like stuff like that when it kind of fixes issues in the series of, like, man, the guys were weak, all these people were just weak. No, some of them were stronger. They were just kind of zapped of their power. And of course, the fact that Moro's been, you know, in captivity for 10 million years, that's a long time, but it also showcases his power, and he's like a walking spirit bomb. You know, I saw this theory somewhere that what if Moro is actually the creator of the spirit bomb? I'm not sure if that's the case. I know King Kai taught Goku the spirit bomb, but I can't remember if he was the one that created it or if he just learned it from someone else. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But Moro definitely embodies a lot of very interesting theories and concepts. The fact that he's been, you know, around since, you know, or his time was at the very least 10 million years ago, it gives again a good excuse of why Moro wasn't in the story, so it doesn't cloud anything of where was this strong fighter when this happened or that happened. And I'm really excited about Moro. More importantly for me as a fan, obviously this isn't critiquing it, but it gets me excited in a way. Some can criticize it in a bad way, but to me it's clear as day. Toriyama is taking a One Piece approach of redoing certain aspects, and I'm not sure if this is written by Toriyama or the crew, the Dragon Ball creative crew at this point. Like, who's writing? Is this the rough draft from Toriyama that we've heard of infamously? I haven't been keeping up to date with that news in particular, but if this is a Toriyama draft type of scenario, then it seems as though whoever's crafting this story at the very least is taking the approach of redoing older story elements, but with a fresh take on it, with new villains, and hopefully a big difference between, you know, the previous stuff that they're inspired by. And that's that Moro is straight up like King Piccolo. I mean, for me, that's like, holy cow, that's what's getting me excited at the same time, because there's a lot of DBZ fans that have never experienced King Piccolo. Once word to mouth passes around about Moro and how similar he is to King Piccolo or Piccolo Daimao, people are going to be interested and go, oh, I really need to finally go back and watch the original Dragon Ball and see the epicness of King Piccolo, because King Piccolo was incredible. I love King Piccolo. He really brought a dire feel to the series, and that's what Moro is giving right now. The fact that he's this creature that, you know, the Galactic Patrol, Maris, I believe, he seems as though he's very strong, or at the very least he's very capable, because Vegeta, using his suspicion, you know, whatever, Vegeta, you could argue he's paranoid or he's very careful and a very smart and strategic person. He was worried, like, yo, why is this guy Maris so strategic and well done? At every turn that Maris did something, whether it was stopping some robbers, whether it was, you know, the way he took Goku and Vegeta out and kidnapped them, it was like, this guy is capable. This guy is playing around. Just because he's a part of the Galactic Patrol does not mean that he's something to, you know, take lightly, and it's showed time and time again. So I'm curious if Maris, like, it'd be crazy plot twist, Maris is the one that freed Moro to begin with, and this is all some elaborate ruse of some sort to power up Moro, but Moro, you know, happened to stumble on the whole concept and idea of the Dragon Balls. Honestly, one of the pet peeves I've had of the Dragon Ball Super manga since it's taken part of the next story after the Tournament of Power, you know, after where the anime ends, is the fight that we've had with Vegeta versus Moro in the past couple of chapters, because honestly, from where the manga, you know, picks up from the anime, it was pretty freaking awesome, and to be honest with you, it's still awesome. My disappointment more so lies with the entire concept that Dragon Ball has abused, especially in Super. We've seen it already, but throughout Z it was abused, of course, you know, the Android saga, a lot of these sagas, and that's when Vegeta is used as the punching bag to show, yo, if Vegeta took the L, then that means he's really strong and Goku's gonna have trouble. I hate hate that about Dragon Ball. That's where the fans come in and say, man, Vegeta's been shitting on time and time again. That's what they mean right there, because he goes all the way max out against Moro, and Moro gives him a booty whipping, using his powers that essentially is like, especially in his weakened old state. He's been alive for 10 million years, okay? You think this guy is at his prime or anywhere close to his prime right now? Like, it's strictly the fact that he has a very interesting ability, which is something that I love Dragon Ball Super in particular has incorporated into the Dragon Ball franchises. Instead of it being about who has the stronger ki blast, who has the stronger muscles, it's about being strategic and abilities. And maybe that's something that metaphorically you could even throw, this is an idea outside the box, people, that Dragon Ball Super is almost like taking when they use those ideas of the abilities, you know, and it started with Universe 6 even as far back, of people having unique abilities that the Dragon Ball cast has to overcome, the Z Fighters. I'm still gonna call them Z Fighters even though we're in Super, okay baby? But maybe the whole fun idea you could have around it is seeing characters that come from an older time, a simpler time, when it was just like about transformations and muscles and ki blasts, trying to adapt. That would be interesting to see. I want to see Goku and Vegeta learn some moves that are more about strategy than anything. Maybe there's a certain secret Saiyan ability that Broly knows that Goku and Vegeta could learn their own maneuver of, like a secret ancient ability that Saiyans have, some sort. That would be freaking cool. I would love to see that. But Moro, going back to it, his fight against Vegeta, it started off great. It was awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, we had the classic Dragon Ball. We gotta see them go through Super Saiyan, you know, they gotta start the normal fight. Like, enough digging around. Like, in future fights, can we please skip the, oh, I'm gonna fight you in normal even though you're a capable foe and I'm underestimating you. Like, there was some times where, okay, there was character development for sure in the Dragon Ball Super manga recently regarding Vegeta, which he is, funny enough, the character that the Dragon Ball Super franchise, or the Dragon Ball Super fans, have ostracized time and time again, from him dancing for Beerus and all of the other stuff. But he's the most developed. He's the one that's matured the most. Like, Goku is still the same guy, which is cool. I love Goku for that. He represents the inner child that you always have inside of you. But Vegeta represents kind of that, I guess, overcoming the obstacles. You might not be number one, but it's okay because you're number two, and number two is still friggin' awesome. And what I was referring to is, regarding Vegeta maturing, is the fact that there was a scene, and I know you guys, I'm not sure which chapter it was, but there was some panels where Vegeta kept questioning Moro of why he wants the Dragon Balls. And it was reminding me so much of when he was questioning, it was what, the middle transformation, semi-perfect cell. He was questioning him about why he wanted to swallow the android, and then of course he said it was for strength, and Vegeta said go ahead. That's what it felt like. But I knew from personal experience that Vegeta's already matured, that honestly while I was reading I was like, I bet anything he's just gonna troll him right now. And he did. Vegeta trolled him to get to say what he wants is the Dragon Balls and things like that. And of course Vegeta was like, got him. Nah, you ain't getting him, boy. And that was freaking cool. But then of course Vegeta took the L after, so it's like, hey, like, come on, dude, can you give Vegeta one freaking win of the villain? Like, couldn't Moro just been, well, Moro, I ain't gonna lie, I really like Moro. Like, I really can't wait to see Moro animated. This is King Piccolo all the way, but really cool. I do not care. He's like a goat-looking creature with freaking spirit bomb-like powers, in a sense of keeping his life going and draining everyone's energy as he's... That's freaking awesome and cool. I really like Moro. But I don't like Vegeta constantly being the, hey guys, Vegeta lost, that means Goku's gonna have a real struggle here. Give Vegeta his props, let him win one or something, or let Goku go first and get his ass whipped, and then Vegeta solves it. Like, why it always gotta be like this, bro? I'm just saying. But hopefully Vegeta gets a shot at redemption. I'm hoping that the Moro arc lasts for a decent amount of time, because based on the Galactic Patrol, you know, kind of following him, Mirrors being, you know, developed, and throughout this one seeming like he's going to be important, Moro only being in his older state, I'm almost guaranteeing that the Dragon Balls will be used somehow or another for Moro to become young again. So there's been a decent amount of setup. I don't think this is all going to be wrapped up within this, you know, one fight of
Vegeta falling, and then now Goku's gonna have to jump in. But yeah, it's really sucky to see once again Vegeta get embarrassed. Like, you just trolled him, bro. He's like, I don't even know what's happening here. I'm definitely excited to see more though, because we know that the Galactic Patrol now, their main goal, because they think Moro is just this unstoppable foe, and again, Mirrors is really hinting that he knows more than what he's letting on or whatever. Just saying, but with them wanting to get Daikaio out of Majin Buu, I don't think that Mirrors is going to let that idea go just yet. It would be interesting to see one of this, you know, these old Kais, and if they could get access to that information. Well, they wanted Majin Buu. It'd be interesting to see if Buu could spit him out, but then if Buu spit out Daikaio, because I don't think Buu would have that knowledge, if I'm not mistaken. It's been really crazy since the Tournament of Power, I'm not going to lie. The Moro arc with the Galactic Patrol showing up, trying to kidnap Goku and Vegeta and Buu. Well, not even trying, they kind of succeeded in a way, and seeing this new threat, Moro, this old guy, very reminiscent of King Piccolo. Also, you know, the backstory, like even the flashback, the fight of, you know, Daikaio versus Moro, that was freaking awesome as well, and getting references back to the old Kais. What do you guys think though? Do you think that Merus is a villain? Did he help Moro escape from the galactic prison that he's been enslaved in 10 millions? I mean, if he's that capable that Vegeta's been keeping an eye on him, it could be that he's so capable that nobody in the Galactic Patrol knows that he's the one that let Moro out. Also, your overall thoughts and expectations. Maybe Merus has a stake in all of this and he actually broke him out to kill him. Maybe one of his ancestors or a relative that's still around to this day. I mean, they could stay around for a while, you know, the Kai, so I don't know how long these people that the Galactic Patrol, or Merus, whatever race he's a part of, can live to. And what do you guys think about Vegeta taking the L in the first fight after the Dragon Ball Super anime Tournament of Power against Moro? Does that get you excited for Moro? I mean, yeah, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I really like Moro. I love his menacing ways. I love how he trolled him at the end too, and kind of was like, yeah, to quote you, and oh my god, it's just like, Moro is the bomb. But your overall thoughts of him, I'm kind of curious how you feeling about Dragon Ball Super manga. For this being the first arc after the anime, do you think that this is a nice way to start off? I think this is great. Having ties to Dragon Ball history again, this is a villain spanning from 10 million years ago that the Kais couldn't defeat, similar to like a Buu situation, needing Buu for the situation, and overall just the insanity of it. Dragon Ball Super manga on a good path. I'm glad, because Universe 6, you know, being the first manga arc after the Frieza film, it was kind of like, yo, it was a great build-up, and then it was just kind of like a chill tournament. This is a cool, really awesome build-up, and it seems like this is going to be a serious threat, because Goku and Vegeta are already struggling against Moro when he's old. If he manages to obtain the Dragon Balls and become younger, he's going to be a problem, baby. And maybe we'll see the return of Ultra Instinct. You think we'll see it in the Moro arc? So many questions. I'm freaking hyped. Dragon Ball Super manga. I'll have a word around here, or a link, or I'll write in the description what chapter to start reading the Dragon Ball Super manga from where it picks up from the anime, so that way you guys don't have to, like, you know, reread stuff that maybe you just don't want to revisit the Tournament of Power or any of that stuff. You want to jump straight into it, so I'll have that information for you guys there. That's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. And if you want to support my musical project, My Beautiful Hell, out now on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, SoundCloud, you name it, it's there. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Oh, and can't forget the music. Bow. Have an awesome day, people.
You know, I've been thinking lately, if you desire one thing for so long, it's a given that you're gonna miss other things along the way. But that's how it is. That's life. Yeah. Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace. Last time, I'ma say last time. Moving on to the future, leave the memories as a pastime. Memories always feel like the worst, deading all the past, leave it in a hearse. Sometimes I wanna lie, but I don't. Why lie when truthfully you get caught in it? Then usually it's all off and shit, uncalled for shit. Now I'm off the shit. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe real talk. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe.
I don't know what to do anymore.